Hello, everyone. It's Coach Doug, and I'm going to be doing a little recovery yoga here. It's kind of an amalgamation of things that I've cobbled together over the years of doing yoga. I've been doing yoga for a couple of years now. Inspired a lot by Tony Horton's routines from P90X, but also he's got a one-on-one series which is really good. And his patience yoga is one of my favorites, and so it's kind of a short little thing. I'm gonna try to keep it at half an hour, so it should be done hopefully about 7:45, and it's almost about 7:15 right now. So let's run through it. I'm not like the ultimate yogi expert. You know, you could probably correct my form and stuff like that, which I don't mind. But it's just these are things that I do. So when you're away from your computer system, or you don't have access to your DVDs, or you just want a quick look, I got my mat, and here I am on a trip, and they have a yoga room with a yoga mat. You just get in there and do it. And these are, like I said, these are things that I just like to do over and over again. So let's get situated here. I'm gonna kind of do it from the side here, but first I'll face you, and here, so that way you can see my face for a while here. Okay, okay, I'll back up a bit. Okay, so start off first with it's called mountain pose. You can have your hands to your side, or you can have your hands in prayer, what they call namaste. And when you do yoga, try to clear your mind of anything that you're thinking of. Just let it go. Clear your mind, and which sounds easy to say, and it's harder in practice. But once you get used to doing it, it's actually pretty simple. Just what I do is I just kind of focus on a spot right here, and if a thought comes, I recognize that I don't fight it. Here's a thought, and I just kind of let it go. And like I visualize them almost as hooks, like the hooks of thoughts that are kind of trying to come and take your mind away. So when you're doing yoga, you don't want to do that. Don't be thinking about something else. Be in the moment. Think about your body. Think about what you're doing, and breathe. So let's take some breaths. In fact, let's start with a little fire breathing. So first, let's have some deep breaths first. Into the nose, out through the mouth. Now if you want to practice fire breathing is like panting. I'm sorry. But you close your mouth. You can do this for 30 seconds. You can do it for a minute. You can do it for 5 minutes. But it helps circulate the blood. It gets your body oxygenated. It's just a wonderful thing to do. And yogis have been practicing it for centuries, for millennia. One breath. Now, what I want to do is we'll take some deep breaths, some nice stretches. I'm sure there's a yoga name for this. I don't know what it is, but let's do that right now. And push your energy through your fingers when you do these things. Push your energy all the way through. do one more. Bring your feet together. Bring your hands up, and then drop this arm down, your right arm, and push the hips out, and have this arm going above your head and looking straight to the eye of the elbow. And always breathe. Let's go to the other side. Always synchronizing the breath with the movement. Now there's what I would like to do is do some hamstring stretches. So what you do is take your right foot and put it out in front of you, medium size, and you can't see it from this angle, but the heel basically is in line with the foot, and this foot is turned out. I'll show you from this angle. It's kind of how I'm standing. So my foot's turned this way, and then what you do is when you do these, we're going to take a deep stretch, and then we're going to come down into a swan dive and go as far down as you can. Exhaling all the way. Put your hands on the ground, that's great. If you could only go halfway, that's fine. Just as far down as you can. Remember, you're always squaring your hips forward. Get the shake. And then bend your leg and come back up. Let's do the other leg. Come up, square the hips forward. Always fight to keep those hips going forward. Don't fight, just let it happen. Okay. We've done some basic stretches, basic warm-ups. Let's go ahead and get busy with sun salutation here. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Okay. My goal is so you can see the mat and my feet. I'll bring it down a little bit more. Not the greatest camera in the world, but it's what I got. One of these days I'll do a little bit better. Okay. Let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. And what we'll do is we'll come down. We're going to run some what's called some sun salutations. And if you've never done sun salutations before, they consist of floating down the flat back and your arms out. You bend all the way down, come up to flat back, and then we go down to what's called chaturanga, which means you're kind of on the ground like this. Pull up to upward dog, then we push back to downward dog. So and then we go and we do this again. We'll do it 3 times to get it properly warmed up. So we reach for the sky, and we lean forward. Come down as if you're hitting the pool. Swan dive. Come up to flat back. Come back down. Once more, flat back. Now place your hands on either side of your feet and step or jump back to plank. Move for plank. You look a little bit forward. You keep your abs tucked in, so that way your hips are tucked in. Hold this for a second, and remember to push through your index and thumb fingers. Do not lean on the rest of your hands. The other part of your hands. That puts pressure on your wrist. Let's come down to chaturanga. Adjust your feet and come up to upward dog. And you can look up or straight forward. Or push through your hands. The head comes out of the turtle shell, as Horton would say. Come down, readjust your feet, and switch. Just push back into downward dog. Feet are parallel. Try to get your heels on your ground. Bend your knees if you have to. But what's more important is you keep your butt in the air. Keep the back straight. Push through the fingers. And you can double check yourself. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders. Need a good stretch. Jump up or step all the way down. Up flat back. All the way down. Enjoy the stretch. Reverse swan dive out of the pool. As if we could run the tape backwards. One more time. Synchronize the breath with the move. Step or jump. Plank. One more time. Good stretch. If you shake, that's a good thing. As I understand it, there's ligaments or something that actually unwind, literally are unwinding when you do this. You're letting a lot of tension out of your muscles. Just hang out there if you find you're doing this. Push through, butt in the air, back flat. Push through the fingers. All the way down. Flat back. All right, brief break. A little water. Stay hydrated. How are we doing on time? Okay. All right, let's get busy. We're going to get into vinyasa flow here. So we're going to start with a sun salutation, and then we're going to start going into the warrior series. Crescent pose, warrior one, warrior two, reverse warrior. And also, if you don't have a block, I recommend having a block because it can help And we build on this progression. I'm going to kind of shorten it a little bit. I'm not going to have a vinyasa, or I'm not going to have a sun salutation for each move. But you do the sun salutation, you do the move on one side, it's a sun salutation, you do the move on the other. So you'll see how it works. Just go at your own pace. Don't try to keep up with me if I'm going too fast. Or if you can beat me, go faster. Just get yourself warmed up. Get yourself into it. We're going to start sweating now. We're going to start feeling our heart rates come up. So breathe. Swan dive into the pool. Look flat back. Let's do upward dog. Downward dog. Now, what you want to do is let's bring your feet together and float the right heel up, keeping your hips square, butt up, all the way through your hand. It's a little hard, so maybe you slip. And you swing this foot forward. So now we're in a lunge. We're in a stretch. Runner's pose. Fingers go scraping the surface of your mat. A lot of support from the abs. And don't lean against your foot like this, right? This doesn't do any good. Come up. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up to crescent pose. So keeping a good square form, bring the hand, arms up. Now, check your form. Make sure you got 90 degrees here. Come down, as you decide, do another vinyasa or another sun salutation. Vinyasa, what do you want to call it? Bring your feet together, flip the left heel up. Stretch, pose. Up to crescent pose. And the back heel stays up. Vinyasa. Dog. Feet together. Swing through. Now, set your back foot down so that your foot's at an angle like this. You shouldn't be completely perpendicular. It should be more like this. And we're going to come up to warrior one. Just adjust make sure that your form is good. Hips go this way, as much as possible. You start to feel it now. Start to pull some sweat here. Swing through. Drop the left heel up to warrior one. Then we're going to switch to warrior two. So back foot goes parallel. Let's just make sure that form is good. Soften the gaze across the hip. Or you can do it this way. Let's go back to reverse warrior. Now straighten that front leg. Get a deeper stretch here. Come back up. We're going to do triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can. And down to your ankle. Open the chest up. Again, bring your forward bend. You can bring your hand down to the floor. Back up. Down to warrior two. Briefly. To warrior one. Down. Believe it or not, downward dog is a resting pose. It may be really hard for you at first. Get better at it and you'll find that you can relax it. All right, swing through. Drop that right heel this time. Warrior one. Warrior two. Let's just make sure that form's good. Like this, up and down, not forward, or this like this. All right. Foot's parallel. Bring up the arms. Make some sound. Let's come back to reverse warrior. If it gets intense, you can always come up. We will in a second. Just hang in there. Let's come up. Straighten that leg. Get deeper stretch. Forward. Open the chest up.
Okay, look up between your hands, and then bend your knees, step it up, and then come in. Now for a good stretch here. Enjoy the stretch. Oh, yeah. Up to flat back. But we're going to go into chair pose next. So make it comfortable. All right. Bring your feet together. I'll show you what it looks like from the front. Basically what you do, straighten your back, and bring the arms up. And sit down as if you're sitting in a chair. That's what it looks like from the side. Try to straighten your arms. Now let's come up and stand on your tiptoes. Straight up. Don't worry about your balance. Just look up. Take your mind down. Now we come down. Keep your knees together. Feet together. And this is chair twist. Slowly push through and breathe. Every time you exhale, you can go a little deeper into it. Come up. You don't have to do the tiptoes if you find your balance isn't there yet. Just work on it. Right here, I'm falling. Let's go to the other side. You can make it more intense by bringing the hands out. I'm just going to stick with this for right now. Try to get the other hand to the ground. Take a brief break. We're going to go. Take the time. Got time. Sometime. I'm going to do one more vinyasa. We'll do the Warrior 3 series, which is, I find, very intense. And probably one of the most challenging of the Warrior series, in my opinion. And I still struggle with it. And I've been doing it for years, for a couple of years now. So, there are practice yogis out here that have it nailed. So, kudos to them. Let's see if we can get to being practice yogi material. Just do your best, and as Tony Horton says, forget the rest. Do whatever you can do, and then always learning, always correcting your form. Clear your mind. Good. Now we're going to come up to crescent pose. And then I got to move backwards. You lean forward and go into what's called Warrior 3. If you can't do this, don't feel bad. It took me a long time to finally be able to do this. Just don't feel bad. It's a process. Yoga is a process. Now, you can do also, I think Iron Man, right? Rocket Man. And if you can, try to hug yourself, hug your chest into your leg. It's hard. And I'm struggling. I'm gonna come up to half moon. I need a block for this. I'm working on it, trying to get, so I use the block like this, right? I mean, the chest needs to be open, if it really counts. Go like this to try to see if I can make a difference. Do this for a couple breaths. All right, come down. Keep that leg straight. And this is toughie. I still don't have it. It's called twisting half moon. I can only go up so far. Okay. Walk away. Down. Let's see if you can come into crescent. I know that was really sloppy. Supposed to be all elegant and graceful. No, that wasn't. Oh. Oh. Try to push through. Back and crescent pose. Down. Last vinyasa. Get the best downward dog ever. Okay. Going over the half an hour, I know. So, but I think you'd appreciate some stretches in here. So let's go ahead and do a child's pose. So basically, come down and try to get that, your booty down as far as possible. Stretch forward, your hands extend all the way through. Breathe. We're going to skip the balance postures, unfortunately. Well, although, I don't know, maybe we can do one. I like the balance postures. So let's get stretched out here. Let's go up to cat dog. So, or cat cow, or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. And so your hands go under your shoulders, knees go under your hips, so you're square. Breathe in, and we pull the back up. So, oh, just push through. And then exhale. Become a cow. You know, cows have kind of a bowed back, right? Can't do this when they're upset. We're not upset though. Neutral spine. Now I'm going to break with tradition. I know this doesn't flow right, but I want to just do a little bit. There's a couple of balance postures which I really like. So basically what you do is get your pants ready so you can have flesh on flesh here. And bring the foot up as high as you can. Get your balance. Right? Come to prayer. And then reach up. And breathe. And push this leg out as much as possible. We'll hold it for about 6 breaths. And look up if you can. That's really hard to do. Here I go. Down. Never fall out if you can help it, like I'm doing. So let's just do it right. Get your balance right. Right, and slowly step out. All right, there you go. So get your balance. Okay. You feel solid, stable. Hands to namaste. And then bring them up. Look up if you can. Push this leg out. And don't worry, I went through my share of tumbling and stumbling. Okay. And one more balance posture, which I think is really good. We'll get to the floor work. Just a few stretches to sort of, get going, and I'll let you guys go. Okay, so take your front two, your index and your middle finger, put it between your toes here, right? And then straighten it out like this. Your back tall, bring this hand around. And you can also open it up like this. Bring it down. Always graceful with these. Never rushing, never falling out. All right. That ready? All right. Get your balance. Straighten. And go out in front if you like. I mean, if you're like here, that's fine. Whatever you can do. And then bring it out to the side if you can. See, I'm having to bend this leg a little bit. I'm having to come out and get a little bit of a cramp. Oh, that's good. We're running out of time. Okay, let's get to the floor work here. Some good stretches here. So we've done our cat-cow. Oh, Let's just end with a couple of good hamstring stretches and some back. We'll at least do one back twist. So arms all the way up, and then fall forward. And try to kiss your knee. Now, if you want to make it more intense, you can grab your block and you get more of a stretch, and also pull the foot back so you get more of a calf stretch. Just a few counts. That's my more limber side. This is my stiffer side. Come up. We got 2 legs, so let's do both. And just go as far forward as you can. And remember, it's rather than curling your or rounding your back. See if you can. I mean, still round your back, but see if you can stretch your chest forward. It's about lengthening your spine. And keep these guys back. Okay. Set up for a back twist here. Take your right foot, which would be actually opposite for you, right? So you put your left foot, whatever foot you want to start with, doesn't matter. This is my right foot. Place it down. Keep your glutes on the ground. Take this hand, put it behind your back, and straighten it. This one comes up. Slowly begin to twist back with every breath. All right, do the same thing. Other leg, other side. All right, and for last move, let's lay down. Oh, you see me okay, you can't. Lay down flat, hug this leg and hug your right leg into your chest. And come across like so. And try to pull this leg down, twist. And your right arm goes out to your side and you look away from your knee. Other side. And then just try to rotate. Get your shoulders down and get this knee down. See, I still have a long way to go myself. Let's come back. Get twist. Get twisty. Get situated. And start to breathe. On both legs into the chest. I come back. What I want you to do is lay back and close your eyes. And let all attention go away from your body. This is called corpse pose. And it's like you're dead. Which you're not, but you're relaxing. Relax everything. The technique is to tense the muscle up and let it go. Do your legs and say to yourself, let them go. Say, my legs are completely relaxed. Do that with every muscle group. Your hands and your arms. My hands and arms totally relaxed. Your abs totally relaxed. My face is totally relaxed. Now, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, body a little bit, start to come out of it. And what I want you to do is grab your leg, both hands, come up to sitting.
And I'd like to do ohms. As Tony Horton said, this is not a cult or religion. It's just ohms. Right? So what we're doing is we're doing sort of an internal exercise for our body. And and it doesn't matter if you can sing or not, it doesn't just hold the tone, whatever tone you use, doesn't matter, no one's around, enjoy it. Do a couple breathings, and then we'll let it out. So take as much breath in as possible, and then just make the sound. Let's do 3 of them. There you go. Namaste. Thanks for being here with me and doing some yoga with me, and I hope this got your morning going. Namaste. Gee, I hope I had sound going the whole time. Okay.